What a game it was. Early in the show, I broke down the trick play offensively for the Eagles that Foles catch on the double reverse. But right now, I got to talk about Eagles defensive end Brandon Graham. He had one of the biggest plays of the game last night. Let's break it down. Time for our Super Bowl spotlight presented by Mazda. Here we are, Brandon Graham needing to get to the quarterback. Him and Fletcher Cox, they're lined up over the offensive lineman on the interior. Fletcher Cox, he gets double teamed. Brandon, he gets the single coverage, and he said that he decided to act as if he was going to bull rush, pull, and then rip through at the end, and then he gets his left hand on that ball of Tom Brady. He only had 1 sack in this game, and this was the one that counted. At this moment, you realize this could be the Eagles' game to win. We saw Tom Brady collapse on the ground, and Brandon Graham jumping for joy and crying in tears. Absolutely stunning end of the game.
Underappreciated storyline of this whole Super Bowl is the offensive line on both sides.
Awesome.
One that wasn't, not a lot of superstars on the Patriots side of things. He only got sacked that one time, and Nick Foles was clean. The pocket was clean the entire day.
Yeah, it was. And the pocket was clean for Tom Brady for most of the part. But even though there were some plays, though, that we noticed Nick Foles, the pocket would collapse just a little bit, and he never panicked. Not once. Just moved his feet and always kept his chin up, looking for his wide receivers.
Amazing. I think the one consensus opinion we had, everyone in the media had, was it's going to come down to that Eagles D-line hitting Tom Brady. They're going to hit him. They're going to rush him all day. And, Kate, to your point, the Patriots' offensive line was fantastic. Truly, all the Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham made the one play, but we were all wrong on that because we thought the Eagles were going to dominate, and if they didn't have a shot. Without the Eagles D-line destroying Tom Brady, they didn't have a shot. We were all wrong.
It's funny, before the game, we're walking around and I see M. Night Shyamalan, the director of Sixth Sense, Philly fans.
Signs. Unbreakable.
Yeah. And I say to him, and almost like a joking thing, I said, this could be a movie here. And he looks at me and goes, could be some interesting ending, huh? And this guy made the Sixth Sense.
Said that.
And here we are. And this guy, I mean, he's doing M. Night Shyamalan self-puns about his own stuff.
Gotta do it.
We do have some video
Yeah,
here.
what is this video?
I don't know yet.
Let's take a look. You guys.
We were going nuts in that suite.
Because we didn't believe it was really going to happen until it happened.
It's a weird thing that came. I'm not being like mystical or anything, but I didn't film a single play in that game.
I was gonna ask you.
And all of a sudden, I was like, all right, this could be the biggest moment in the game.
Something's going to happen.
And I said it, and it's a video that I will save on my phone, and I will revisit 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. It's the ultimate angle, and then you see the reaction.
Right.
And I love that, Kyle, we got you
Peter,
on
look
film,
at this.
'cause you get
Bruce
the fan
Willis was dead
reaction.
the whole time. What? I don't believe it. Haley Joel can see him. He was a ghost. It was the same reaction, pretty much. Apropos.
You mentioned earlier on the show that you actually got to sit down with some of the executives on the Eagles earlier in the week.
Yeah, and there was no
What
doubt.
was their vibe? They were just confident through and
Guys,
through?
all week, it was almost like they had this air of like they knew something that the rest of the world didn't, and it was already written. The Eagles guys, from the general manager on down, you know, Joe Douglas, all these guys that we talked to before the game, these are the top guys in the organization. They were so confident, and they were so even, and there was no disrespect to the Patriots, but these Eagles executives said, if you have been with our team all year long, whether it be the fact that Jordan Hicks and Carson Wentz and Jason Peters are in the workout room working out at a high level on the IR, they had such confidence. Kyle, you know it too, man.
How was the dinner? Nice dessert and everything? How did it go?
Tell the story.
What are you talking about?
I got nothing.
Peter?
We were at a restaurant. We will not name the restaurant.
No, I don't need to name the restaurant. A Minnesota restaurant, right?
The Eagles front office. These guys, it's Super Bowl week. And they finished the meal. It was early dinner. It was a 5:45 dinner. And this is the front office of the Super Bowl team.
Executive of the year.
And the executive of the year. And if you want to talk about disrespect, you want to talk about underdogs.
What?
They said, you guys have to get going. There's another table waiting. And they said, can we at least order dessert? They said,
no.
Sorry, we've got a really busy house tonight. This is the front office.
And this taps into everything the Eagles have gone through this year. No one believes in us. Even here in Super Bowl week, we can't. Who's coming in for the table right now? Are the Obamas coming in? Who is this? We have to give up this
and
table?
You know what the best
we can't
part
get
is?
Dessert?
They loved it. They were like, that is so us. That is so
Perfect.
us that we would be told that
We'll
we
get
have
some
to get out of
peppermints
here.
on the way out the door. That's all we need. We all we got. We all we need.
Do you think the Patriots, just the way they were sort of, I'm not going to say cavalier, but they definitely approached the Super
Did
Bowl
it feel
differently?
different? You've covered the Patriots in Super Bowl weeks.
They were talkative. They were laughing. You had Bill Belichick answering questions. You had Tom Brady talking about pop culture. I doesn't know anything. That's not the usual vibe you get out of New England. Did they underestimate the
don't think
Eagles
so.
as well with Nick Foles?
I think there was a healthy respect for what the Eagles presented. They approached it like professionals. But I will say this, though. There was a moment where the teams were intro, and we were sitting up there in the suite. And when Philly came out,
It was awesome.
It was different. It was a lot different. They were listening to Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares, but it was different than the Pats. The Pats came out and it was like, oh, there they go. There goes them guys. There goes the dynasty. But when the Eagles came out, they just looked like they were just a tad bit more, I guess, hungry. Like they played
Couldn't
a
you
little
tell
more
that?
aggressive.
All 4 quarters, I feel like they were
Flying
tougher.
around, talking a little trash. They wanted to hit these guys in the mouth from the jump and show the Patriots, like, we're here for real.
We were all at the stadium. Would you say what 80-20 was the percentage of Eagles to Patriots
About
fans?
that,
Pats fan-
80-20.
The Pats were booed the entire pregame.
I mean, it felt like the Patriots fan didn't make. It just didn't feel like their presence was there. Although there were several, and they're
Yeah.
always great fans.
Right.
Just the Eagles fans came in such droves that it felt like it was a little bit of a home game
Even
for
the
the
visuals
Eagles.
and audios during the game.
They're doing the Rocky
They
montage
did
on
a
the
Rocky
board.
reel that they cut up with the Eagles music and everything, and it was like it might as well have been at the link, and it really felt that way up until the last second when we all lost our minds.
Shout out to Scott Hansen, who crushed it
Oh, he
as
did
the
a very nice
NJ's
job.
In studio
MC.
announcer, in stadium
Willie
announcer was
McGinnis
fantastic.
on one side, he was hanging out with him. Brian Westbrook made an appearance. So
So
he's
good.
include